with the WWE draft starting tomorrow night on Friday Night Smackdown, the WWE has released the rules for the upcoming draft. Also, we're going to talk about some superstars who may be drafted from each brand, including NXT. So make sure to stick around on this episode of Wrestle Digest. But before we get into it, Brady, we got to say that 97% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you're looking for a home for wrestling content here on YouTube, we're going to be here every day bringing you updates, everything surrounding the wrestling world. So make sure down below and hit that subscribe button. But with that said, let's get right into the first topic of the video today, which is the draft rules were revealed. And as we take a look here, they say here, announced on social media, 4 rounds will take place on April 26th SmackDown, and 6 rounds will then take place on Raw. They say, unlike previous years, champions will remain on their respective brands and will not be available for selection. The official rules are as follows. On SmackDown, there will be 4 rounds, 16 total picks. On Raw, there will be 6 rounds, 24 total picks. Champions on each brand are protected. They cannot be drafted. And then we got World Tag Team Champions, World Women's Tag Team Champions are eligible for draft. They also have SmackDown will pick first on Friday. Raw will pick first on Monday. And then rosters lock Monday, May the 6th. So Brady, obviously, when you first take a look at these rules here, I mean, this is very different than what we've seen in previous years of WWE drafts. I think it's really going to make a major shakeup here on the rosters with not being able to draft the champions.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest with you. I like that little bit of anxiety in your chest, wondering where your favorite champion is going to end up, you know? I remember watching back in the day, and the time when John Cena got drafted to SmackDown and then got drafted back to Raw. I'm not sure if he was champion at the time, but geez, I remember my heart sank, man. I was so nervous. So that factor of just the wow, that's kind of gone a little bit, but there's some positives as well, you know. SmackDown finally getting a #1 pick, man. That's the first time in history, I think. It's always been Raw.
Yeah, that's definitely huge for SmackDown, being able to, get the first taste of the draft and pick the best person that is available. I think that's great for them, and there's a lot of picks coming up. We got 12 picks on Friday. I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff shaking up just tomorrow night on Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, no doubt. Was it 12 or 14 picks?
We'll bring it
12,
up again.
14.
Yeah, we got
Here we are,
16,
12,
actually.
14,
16. On Friday,
Look at that.
24 on Monday.
So that's huge, a big Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow night. Can't wait for that. I found it weird that the Women's World Champions are eligible to be drafted, but I guess they don't really have a home right now. So I guess that'll plant their boots into a new women's division, the tag titles and all that. And yeah, I can't wait to see the NXT members get drafted up. That's going to be super exciting.
Yeah, with 30 plus picks coming up between Friday Night SmackDown and Monday Night Raw, there's definitely going to be a lot happening. And like you said, with the Women's Tag Team Championship, it's definitely, interesting that they're the only champion eligible for the draft, which is pretty, exciting because, the women's division can kind of shake up. There's only one Women's Tag Team Championship right now, so they can either have a home on Raw or SmackDown. I think that's really great, and I think this could be good for Damage Control to maybe move away from SmackDown and maybe get drafted to Raw. That could be cool as well. But we did get the list of superstars who were draft eligible on Friday, and here's the whole list that are available to be drafted on Friday Night SmackDown tomorrow night. Not going to go down through the whole list, but there are some big names here. We got AJ Styles, Braun Breaker, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Randy Orton, Liv Morgan, just to name a couple. Seth Rollins as well, Sheamus. The Bloodline is a big one too. But also in the say at the bottom here, NXT superstars will be eligible to be drafted as well. And then we also have a bigger list for Monday Night Raw. And if you guys want to pause the video and look at this, you can, because there was a lot of big names on here. We have CM Punk. We have Braun Strowman, which is interesting. We haven't seen him in a while.
Mm-hmm.
We have Jade Cargill as well, Kevin Owens, the Judgement Day. We have New Catch Republic, which could be an interesting draft pick in my opinion. We also have Tiffany Stratton at the bottom, and NXT superstars are able to be drafted on Monday night as well, which kind of leads us into our next topic here, Brady, which is who is going to get drafted. And if we just kind of, me and you will pick one superstar each, one from maybe each brand, or one from a brand each, and then one from NXT. I think for me personally, one person that sticks out to me that is going to be drafted is Dominick Mysterio. I think Dominick Mysterio's time on Raw is coming to an end, and I think him getting drafted to SmackDown makes a lot of sense with, Mommy out of the Judgment Day now. Dominic kind of has free roam. He isn't held down there anymore. I think getting him to Friday Night SmackDown to maybe work with Legado del Fantasma could be really fun, a really fun switch for his career.
Yeah, that's a really good pick, KC, buddy. Definitely agree with that, and it's definitely a possibility. The one that stands out for me the most, though, is probably Jimmy Uso. Everything going on now with this new bloodline stuff, it's kind of left Jimmy out in the cold a little bit. So maybe we could see, reuniting of the Usos or something. Maybe they both go to Raw or something, or maybe one goes to Raw, one goes to SmackDown, and we don't get it. But I think it would be pretty cool to see the Usos back together pretty soon.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. It's one that I was kind of thinking of too. I think, now that he's kind of kicked out of the new bloodline, it'd be cool to see him reunite with Jay, and then, maybe Jay wins the championship at Backlash. We don't know yet, but maybe we see these guys get back together, and then that ultimately plays into the bloodline story of Roman Reigns teaming up with the Usos and Sami Zayn to take on the new bloodline. That could be a cool way to kind of start that movement as well by bringing him to Raw. But one NXT guy that kind of sticks out to me, Brady, that I think is going to be drafted, a guy who's been to the main roster before, and that is Baron Corbin. I think Baron Corbin has really reworked his character and reworked his entire career on NXT to the point where now Baron Corbin can come back up to the main roster. I'm expecting him maybe to get drafted to Raw. It could be SmackDown because Braun Breaker is there. They could do that tag team if they wanted to. But I think Baron Corbin could easily come up and be into this mid-card title race. I think he's done so much work to get his character back in NXT that I know he likes developing those stars down there. But I think if he wants one last run on the main roster, now is the time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I have no issue with Baron Corbin coming back to the main roster. I wasn't a fan of Baron Corbin at all when he was the Lone Wolf. I'm not going to lie to you. He was probably my most disliked until Damian Priest came along into the spotlight. But since he went down to NXT and started to rebuild himself and reworked everything, and he seems just like a very genuine person as well, like outside of the WWE. So, I would love to see this guy get a second opportunity on the main roster for sure. But the one that stands out for me is, you know who's coming. You know who's coming. Ilja Dragunov, my friend, the Mad Dragon. I think he's going to get drafted to probably Monday Night Raw. As we said in our last video that we did yesterday, there's plenty of different opportunities here for Ilja Dragunov. We got the Gunther route, we got the Sheamus route, the McIntyre route. I mean, all these guys might get drafted, but as it stands, they're all over on the red brand. So I think it'd be a great move for Dragunov to get involved with the red brand to see what those guys can make him do.
Yeah, definitely. And with all the rules that we just talked about and all the picks that are coming up, it's really going to make for an interesting draft. I really think, with all these picks, like 30 plus picks, I guess it's 15 each or about 15 each.
Yep.
I think this could really reshape the entire, WWE in this new era. We are now in a new era, so I guess, Triple H is really going to, cement his mark onto this and try to play out those storylines that he's always wanted to play out, and now he has the chance to do that by, getting these draft picks to pick wrestlers to certain brands, which I'm really excited for. I think it's a great time to be a wrestling fan, and I'm really excited for the draft, Brady. I can't wait for it, honestly.
Me too. Paul Levesque era. I know I've been waiting for this for a long, long time, and I've always been a fan of the draft. And now that Paul Levesque is back, I in Paul Levesque we trust. You know, I got a good feeling that he's gonna carry this thing on his back and put on a beautiful piece of cinema once again.
Yeah, definitely have to agree with that. And if you guys are excited for the draft, we're going to announce it now, Brady. We are doing our first ever live stream tomorrow night during SmackDown. So if you want to come in and watch along SmackDown with us, get our instant reactions to everything that's going on, make sure to tune in tomorrow night. It'll be, I guess we'll go 15 minutes before SmackDown comes on. So if you don't want to miss out on that, make sure to, check that out tomorrow night, because we're pretty excited for our first ever live stream here and hope to see some of you guys there. But we're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to King Libra. They say Vinci is getting replaced by Dragunov. And I thought that was an interesting take, Brady, that now that Vinci's out, obviously he's draft eligible by himself now, that maybe they draft Dragunov up to become the next, member of Imperium.
Definitely a cool theory for sure. And honestly, it didn't even cross my mind. But Dragunov as a member of the faction, man, wow. I mean, the Ring General is a powerhouse as is, so you throw Dragunov into the mix. Jeez, look out. We got a frightening tag team division, if so.
Yeah, definitely. We could even see maybe Imperium take the route of, the faction, like with, maybe Gunther as a world champion and Dragunov as a mid-card champion. I think that could be really cool as well. Kind of have Imperium dominate the WWE. I think that would be fun to see. But I really like that take, King Libra. I appreciate you commented on the video. We love seeing all your guys' takes and stuff we talk about. So make sure down below and leave a comment on this video. You might be featured on next comment of the day. And if you enjoy our videos, you want to go down, leave a like on the video, hit subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be here every day bringing you wrestling content, wrestling updates, news, rumors, everything that's happening around the wrestling world. And make sure to put those post notifications on, because you'll get a notification on your phone, on your computer, wherever you are, when we go live tomorrow night for the watch along for the WWE draft. So you're not going to want to miss out on that. So make sure to put those noties on. And if you want to check out a video we did yesterday talking about Ilja Dragunov, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC, alongside my co-host, Brady. We'll catch you in the next one.